welcome to this video. This is the fourth in my kind of series of healing my period, healing my cycles. In this video, I'm going to be going to my OBGYN for a follow-up appointment to talk about my high prolactin levels and my low potassium levels. I'm going to be sharing some things that I've been doing recently this past cycle to help improve my cycles so that we can see together, is this something that was working? Is this something that was really helpful? And there's some things that really I'm already seeing a difference in. So very interesting, very helpful. So let's get into it. Guys, so I have received my first package from Thrive. This is not sponsored or anything, but I've heard a lot about it, so I wanted to try it out. You can get your groceries, pantry stuff from them. It's pretty much all organic and just sourced really well, environmentally friendly, all that good stuff. There's not very many places around here that have really good options and affordable options for snacks and stuff like that. So I'm going to open this and I'm going to show you what we got for our first order. Oh, Bob. Psst. We went ahead and got our toilet paper, 7th generation, and they gave us a free gift for it being our first order. It was a $60 value, so it was this cookbook, which is really cool. I literally don't have a single cookbook, so I'm really excited about this one because we really are trying to have a more whole food diet, so that's what this is helping us to do. For me, for my periods and hormones, and then just for both of us for our health in general, we really feel strongly about trying to eat really well. The other things were almond butter was also free, a part of the free gift, and then ghee butter. I don't see it though. Here is the view of all of the goodies. I think it ended up costing us like $60. Very, very excited to try this. There's a bit of damage, but it's okay. And here's Bob in the box. All right, guys, I just wanted to sit down and talk to you about some things that I'm starting this cycle to really help my periods, my hormones, everything. So there's 4 things that I have started doing recently or this month that I'm gonna talk about. So first of all, sleep. I started working from home, working for myself last month. So this cycle, I have started just setting my alarm 9 hours from the time that I'm going to sleep. That gives me a good solid 8 hours of actually being asleep. And I've noticed that has helped me out a lot with my basal body temperature. If you take your basal body temperature every morning, which is something that I do to track my cycle, it really helps to not only take it at the same time every morning, but more importantly, take it after you've been asleep for the same length of time. So I've noticed my temperatures have been a lot more steady. So that's number 1. Number 2 is I've been drinking enough water. I know that sounds silly and very small. It's a foundational thing. So I kind of backed up, and after this past period, which was really bad, by the way, my past period was the worst period I have had in a very long time, like a couple years. I literally downloaded an app. What's it called? It's just called Water Reminder. And here's my values. Let's see. I just have 64 ounces as my goal. That helps me out so much, so I can just log how much I'm drinking. It makes me realize how little I typically drink. Just being slightly dehydrated can actually affect you so much. Something that I have really been struggling with is headaches. I would have a headache like every single day. And ever since I've been intentional about drinking enough water, have not had a single headache. So, third thing, I've been intentional about moving my body. Lately, I've not really been into working out. I'm intentional about moving my body, but I'm very flexible with what type of movements. I love going for walks, so I go on a walk every single day, but depending on how I feel, it might be mostly a run, or it might be fully a walk, it might be a slow walk, it might be a faster walk, and I'm trying to start getting into some strength training whenever I feel like it. And that might seem kind of undisciplined, but it's not really. To listen to your body and to do what your body is craving, I think is actually really healthy, especially if you're someone like me who kind of had unhealthy habits around working out and stuff like that. It can be really healing to just fully do what your body wants to do. So that's a great thing for your fertility, for your overall health. Moving your body is really important. And then the fourth and final thing, my husband and I are starting to eat kind of a whole food diet. We're not going to be super strict. We started using Thrive Market to get like all of our snacks and kind of extra good foods, all organic, whole food based, and just stuff that we can't get at our local grocery stores. So that's been a really helpful tool. And then I actually got a cookbook through them, and it has tons of recipes for snacks, desserts, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A lot of the things actually look good. I'm really picky. I have not bought a single cookbook because so many of them have so many recipes that I would never eat. So that's been kind of nice. I have been really intentional about making sure we're eating 3 square meals a day and good meals. I'm sure I'll share some recipes and whatnot that I've been liking. But yeah, I just wanted to update you on some things that I've been doing so that I can look back and see if this helped. Oh, and another note, this isn't a new thing I've been doing, but I have been intentional the past couple months to be taking B6 and magnesium every single day. So that's another thing I've been consistent with. So, all right, so it is currently 9 a.m. on Friday, August 9th. I'm about to go head to my follow-up appointment to talk about my prolactin levels and everything, so I'm very excited. I have my phone, so I have my charts on there for us to go over as well, because my last period was super painful, so I want to talk to her about that. But yeah, I'm so excited. Alrighty, let's talk. I just got done with my appointment, and I have to say, I'm disappointed. On one hand, I'm disappointed. On the other hand, I'm like, I'm not crazy. There are things wrong with me. But, I also don't want there to be things wrong with me. So, I will talk about it more once I get home. But I got a bunch of papers, and I'm going to have to get an MRI done. She thinks it's possible I have a tumor in my brain, which sounds worse than it is, a prolactinoma, which is causing my high prolactin, but she needs an MRI to rule it out. In the meantime, I am going on a medication, which is also like disappointing because the crunchy in me doesn't want to be on a medication unless I have to, but I have to. So that's that. So yeah, it's just kind of frustrating because this is gonna be a long process, but yeah, I'm glad that I'm getting answers, and we'll get into it once I get home. So the goods have been secured. I still don't know what exactly I'm going to be doing moving forward. I don't know if I'm going to start taking this right away. I don't know anything yet. But I've been talking to my dad, my mom. I'm going to talk to my husband when he gets home and just try to figure out. I did send a message to my doctor as well. I don't know. I will definitely keep you guys updated, and as I get more answers and as I go along farther in this journey, I'll probably do a whole video on my high prolactin. If I do have a prolactinoma, then I'll definitely talk about that. Let's talk about the results and kind of going forward. So she was highly like pushing that I go on the medication immediately and get the MRI done as soon as possible. And then we will kind of go from there. She ordered 6 blood tests, basically once a month for 6 months. I'm going to get my prolactin levels checked to see if the medication is working or whatever route we choose. The other thing that she said that we could pursue possibly is going on Vitex, or I think it's also referred to as chasteberry. She said that can be, it's not as effective as the medication, but that can be used. That is an alternative method for people who don't want to go on medication So here's what my plan is. My plan is to go forward and get the MRI done as soon as possible, although that's a whole other thing. That sounds terrifying, especially with how anxious I get with different procedures and whatnot, and like claustrophobic. Sounds horrible. But anyways, I'm gonna go forward with the MRI as soon as possible, but I'm gonna wait. I'm not gonna take any medication until I know what's going on, because my prolactin levels, she wants to see it under 10 and mine was in the 30s and 40s. That's not like ridiculously high, so I think the likelihood of me having like a large tumor is very slim. But I do want to know if there is any tumor and then kind of go forward from there. If there is a tumor, maybe consider going on the medication, but if there's not anything visible, I don't feel like it's necessary to go on the medication. I'd rather go on the Vitex and see if that works. And the other thing that I am looking into is getting the Dutch test done, because I want to know, why are my prolactin levels so high? What's causing this to happen? And that's something that the Dutch test, which it's a urine test, it's very in-depth, you take it throughout your whole cycle. That's something that is good at telling you, because what it's telling you is how your body is processing things and excreting them, whereas your blood just tells you what's in your blood right now. So I think that's something else that I'm going to do to try to figure things out, because especially if there is no tumor, I want to know why my prolactin levels are high. And then as far as other things, because that's prolactin and that was the biggest thing, but my vitamin D levels were kind of low, so I haven't been good lately about taking vitamin D, so I'm going to get back on that every day. And there were just quite a few things that were borderline. Bob is stepping on papers, so I'm sorry if you can hear that. But there were quite a few things that were kind of borderline, and she was a little bit concerned with my estrogen and progesterone levels. So that all makes me think there's something going on that's causing everything to be a little skewed. So actually, while I was there, she went ahead and took my blood and is going to test for progesterone and estrogen levels, because estrogen was kind of on the low side and progesterone, she's worried it might be on the low side, which is something that's really important. I really want to make sure I'm at healthy levels before I would be trying to get pregnant down the road. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And yeah, I'm a little bit overwhelmed and not sure what I'm going to do, because I don't want to go on medication unless I have to, because that affects your whole body too, and I feel like my body struggles to process and eliminate things sometimes. I'm very, very sensitive to caffeine. I feel like it stays in my body a long time, and it takes my body a while to process it. And so with things like medications, like I just don't want to put that stress on my liver unless it's necessary. You know, if it is necessary, I'm fine to take it. But I just wanted to share with you all kind of where I'm at and what I'm going to be doing going forward. So thank you so much for watching this video. Bob, do you want to say bye? Goodbye. See you next time.